like to welcome everybody to another episode of Dota 101. This will be the fourth episode, which will be the three suicide solo or solo. Um, Before we begin, I'd like to congratulate Absolute Legends on their success at DreamHack, reaching the quarterfinals and ultimately losing to the inevitable winner, No Tidehunter. I'd like to also congratulate them with their fantastic results. Okay, so about Dota 101, I've reached my limitations with the show. I am now seeing sort of the where improvements need to be made with the not so much the coaching, because I'm always going to continue to get better with that. It's more of the way that I create scenarios, right? I'm going to need the support of the people that support this show, that enjoy this show. I'm going to need the fan support now, because I'm obviously not popular enough yet, and I, I can't really do what I want to do with the current state of the matchmaking system. What I mean by all this, guys, is I want to create sort of like an in-house. I used to do in-houses for Dota Live way back in the day. I'm not sure if any of you know about that. This was before my AL venture, and it was really cool. Like, we used to cast it. It was a lot of the VVV guys used to cast it with this guy named Crow, iCrow. Long story short, using that, I kind of thought, hey, it would be best for this show if I can create like controlled scrimmages. So I'll give you guys an example. What I'd like to do with the next episode of the 5, right, when we go back to the 5, is show people how to play in offensive tri-lanes, going the long lane, and then how to play against offensive tri-lanes. So playing an offensive tri-lane and a defensive tri-lane. You can't really do that in matchmaking. People, I've realized a problem in the show. Like, I'll give you an example. Thomas, when he did mid, we played like 3 other games where he couldn't go mid because people were just fighting and arguing. So we basically had to play those games out, and then we found games that he could play mid, and so it just makes everything longer, and it's just more frustrating. And it happened again with the 3. I just couldn't get a suicide solo. Like, everybody wanted to just do 2-on-2, or I mean, it honestly, it's a fucking shit show, and I'm tired of it. That really is in large part due to the community currently in the low bracket of matchmaking. I think we really need to. I think teamwork isn't really stressed enough, and too many people only care about themselves and think this isn't a team game, this is a solo game, and all that other crap. And I'm not going to get into the that ideology of just really selfish gameplay. I'm just going to say that what I'd like to do for Dota Live, when it gets big enough, when it gets popular enough, is create in-houses so that you guys can play against the people being coached, so that you guys can maybe make a name for yourselves, or get highlighted a little bit. At the same time, we get to work on the stuff we want to work on. I think it would be really cool for me to get, a few viewers, maybe like 7 or 8 or so, and then have some of the people that we're coaching, and control the scrimmage. So, like, I'll give you an example. Mania is going to coach. Well, I kind of alluded to what's going to happen next, but let me finish this first before I jump into the next one. I kind of already spoiled it. It'll be cool if I could be like, all right, guys, look, I want you guys to pick like an offensive tri-lane, whichever one you guys are comfortable with. So this is 5 viewers that are going to try to work together and try to beat whomever is being coached on our team. So we may have some people on our team that's just going to work within the team system, but we're not coaching them. They're just playing the game as if, there's no coaching going on. And then, so say, like, come with me or somebody else who's coaching, like, say a pro coaches, and they want to be like, all right, guys, look, well, I want you to start doing this first, right, during the match. Like, that's ultimately the kind of level that I want to get to. I want to get to, like, controlled practices, controlled scrimmages, just completely controlled environments where we don't have people that are, ruining that experience, or we're just denigrating the show. I'm sure you guys remember the first episode. Mark didn't have a teammate in his lane, the Omni Knight, that really wanted to work together with him. And like at the time, it was cool because I'm showing you guys basically what will happen to you and how you can adjust and how you can still be effective in pub games. But I think as this series goes on into maybe not so much the intermediate, but the advanced and the captain's mode stages, I'm gonna need the help of you guys. I'm gonna need people that are willing and wanting to be a part of it. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys an email after I speak about the next thing I'm going to speak about. And that's basically where anybody who's offering up their time and is willing to play like playing those in-houses, I'm going to make a Steam group, and then I'm going to obviously only invite you guys, and then you guys can play with um, other viewers of Dota 101 as well as the coaches and all that good jazz. So the second thing on the slate is Mania will be coaching the next episode. So during the closing, I'm going to give the email that I want all you guys to use, or not really the email. Well, the email is going to be to sign up for the Steam group so that you can be a part of Dota 101. There's going to be a thread on our forums which will people will sign up and we'll select a random viewer. Eventually it will be a subscriber, but for now we're just going to work on this. For the first time we're going to have a guest coach. We're going to work on this. He's going to be coaching up the 4. This will be the last episode. Later on down the road when we get Puppy or maybe some other people to do it like Cinderin and whatever, we'll have like subscribers from their stream. But for now, we're gonna go. You're gonna have to sign up on AL's forums. Just post on the thread, and then boom, voila. We'll select a viewer. We'll start talking about the times and dates and all this stuff to get it done. But Mania will be coaching the 4, not myself. That would be a catastrophe because that is not a role I play frequently. So thankfully, I have the help of some friends that are good enough and obviously pro. So yeah, okay. In part 1, I'm going to show you how to play against tri lanes and some of the pitfalls of playing against a tri lane and some of the things you can do if you're in a really dangerous tri lane. Some of the ways to beat a tri lane. How to ward against a tri lane and all that other good jazz. And then in part 2, we changed part 2 a little bit. Part 2 is going to be a pseudo game analysis of a DreamHack game where we see Funnick from Empire just rip apart Team Fnatic EU. And because again, I couldn't get a good coaching session because people in public games just are anti-teamwork. So I just couldn't, no matter what we did, we just couldn't get a good video for the 3. So I just said, you know what, screw it. So I'm basically going to analyze a game where he went off on the 3, but I'll discuss in more detail obviously what happens in the game. But for now, part 2 is a little bit different. I still think you guys will enjoy it. So, alright, let's jump right into part 1. Alright guys, here's what I want to show you guys today. As you can see, I'm on Gondar. I'm at the 3. Look what I'm doing before the game starts. Just gonna hide out here, play some wards. Now, of course, this is for public matches, MMR matches, not really anything highly sophisticated. So you're generally gonna be safe doing this. Every now and again, you may not be, but for the most part, you want to make sure you ward that pull spot where I showed you guys. Excuse me, how to stack and pull in episode 1. This is why it's important to block it, because you will not be getting denied experience, and Gondar needs to get experience. That's his role here. As you can see, I'm going to avoid a gank here because they don't have the available sentries at the spot where I went invisible. And ultimately on Gondar, you want to get as many levels as you can. The more quickly you get tracked, the more accessible you become to your team. Not only that, the bigger advantage track is going to give you throughout the game, because the earlier you get tracked, the earlier you get the bonus gold. Obviously, the more accumulation you have of that gold. So, look, this is a really tough tri-lane if played correctly. However, this is not being played correctly with the double slow and then the juggernaut spin. Look, they're denying themselves their own experience. I don't believe these players are particularly experienced in tri-lanes, and it works to my advantage. But like I always tell you guys in every episode, it doesn't matter who you're playing, what you're playing. What matters is taking advantage of the mistakes of the opponents. That's it. You just want to capitalize on their mistakes, and you want to make them pay later for them. So they're not hard pulling like you would see in episode 3 and in episode 1. They're not pulling the hard lane into the lane to deny me experience, or even just counter warding their pull, their normal traditional pull. So, and I'm just getting experience. Again, look, he could have spun here, maybe guessed as to where I was going, but he didn't. Um, and I'm getting levels, and I'm getting levels at a fast rate. In 2 minutes, I'm pretty much already level 3. That's excellent. At this pace, by 6 minutes, I will be level 6. So this is definitely what I want. As you can see, I'm close to my tower for pretty much most of the game now. I think I maybe had one wave where I wasn't. So I've had tower advantage. And again, look, no sentries equals free experience for Gondar. Yeah, when you're playing the 3, remember, you just want to minimize your deaths, and farm isn't as particularly important as it is in other lanes, but for the most part, you want to get as many levels as you can. So now we're going to move on to another piece of film here. I believe this, yeah, no. This is going to be another Gondar game, yep, and but this is in a captain's mode, so you see what I was talking about earlier, how you're not always going to be able to do this by yourself. You're going to be able to do this with your team. So as you can see, my team actually helped me out here. We went forward and we went to prevent them from preventing me from blocking that camp. And if they did, a fight would ensue. Fortunately for me, they did not. We placed a sentry there, which only really gives me 2 minutes of freedom, but it's okay, because especially in CM, they'll eventually counter that or some other stuff. But early on, you want to make sure that you can get at least 1 or 2 waves of experience at your tower, and that's basically what this was for. So I just wanted to get you guys a look, like a different look. Instead of having to do it by yourself, sometimes you'll be playing on a team that is very in tune to the game, so that they will help you. You can have your team help you place these. You can place these on your own. There's definitely multiple ways to do this. You're not just limited to the one way to do it. Now, I'm on Gondar, but I'm now on the Dire side, going over to the Radiant. So I'm going to give you guys here a little look at what it's like. I'm going to also show you guys a few spots. You can gain experience in these spots right here. Like here, they didn't place a sentry, which they should have, and I basically got, I think it was a whole level of experience in here, where they just can't see me, and I don't have to keep continuously spamming my invisible and lose mana. So there are little tricks like this. If you get down here early enough with a quelling blade, you can actually take down some trees and create some alternate paths, which I'll probably show you guys somewhere down the road in another episode or such, but not so much now. I just kind of wanted to get you guys a feel of the differences, between going to the Dire and being on the Radiant and all that stuff. So now, as you see, I finally popped the invisible. I'm going forward. I'm going to continuously leech experience here, just in safety. Now I'm using the secret shop, so that I can get experience. And then look, the wave's going to push up. Boom, I'm already at my tower. And I did ward the pull. They countered it. I'm not sure if you guys paid attention to that and noticed it. Please feel free to rewind and check. So now what I was going to do here was harass the Enigma in the jungle, but as you can see, I kind of had to turn away because I checked the mini map and saw that I was going to be in trouble. And then now look what I'm doing with this rune. He doesn't know what's going on. I'm talking to my teammates. I'm telling them, look, pay attention. We got this. And he's going to engage right here. And then, boom, Janata slow, walks up into it. Boom. So, as you can see, you don't have to stay in your lane. You can move around. I was fortunate enough to get an invis rune so that I can have invis up right now, for instance. Mid will still die here. He gets a little bit greedy and Rubik makes him pay for it, but it's fine. I mean, we got the first blood. The whole point of this was not to show the success of it. It was just to see how you can just go back and turn just a simple rune that you basically got by mistake into another gank. I'm going to show you guys this thing again. But that's basically the route. Like, the whole time I'm watching my middle as I pick up the rune. And then boom. So just keep that in mind. Like, you can pick up these runes. You can help your mid with rune control as well. And every now and again you may put yourself in a spot where you can get a kill. Now look what I'm back to doing. I'm back to doing this cheap move over here. Just keeping my mana pool up, only coming out when I needed to. I didn't need to actually come out there. Oh yes I did, because I wasn't getting any experience. And now look, now you see they have sentries. They kind of have an idea as to what I'm doing. So I basically just make them chase. I mean, when you're playing the 3, I mean, it sort of is pretty boring stuff. But again, it's it's about winning the game. Your job is to do better than their solo lane, their solo suicide if they have it, or solo. Well, if they do have a solo, you'll be in a one-on-one solo situation. So and it's your job to win that anyway. But you basically just want to get as many levels as you can early. And as you can see, I'm level 4. I've been doing a pretty decent job considering I was out of lane. I'm the same level as my 2 opponents here. So, I mean, considering what happened, now look, again, I try to harass the enigma. Sometimes what you can do is you can kill their creep and get the experience for it. I'm going to show you guys here. Boom. Like right there. Now, I know I'm speeding through this, but I want you guys to just see more or less more action instead of me having a 45-minute part 1. By all means, you can rewind the tape. And look, I'm going to continuously do it here. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just harassing, stealing his experience. And he mentioned the fact that they double stunned, and now I was able to get that last hit. But it was pretty cool. But yeah, but like I said, you just look. I'm just trying to do my best to get as much experience as I can while staying relatively safe. You don't want to feed. You don't want to die. My teammates came to gank, and I'm still going to get experience, Now, normally, you don't want to have the mana pool that I have. You want to buy more clarities, and you want to keep your mana up in case of emergencies. However, I didn't do it because A, I'm a noob, and B, I still feel relatively safe just having that one invisible. I finally got track. I bought my boots. Now I'm on my way to start moving. I get intercepted by Jakiro. I mean, again, the common motif here is just I'm leeching experience. These are the ways I'm leeching experience. I don't really want to get too in depth with the actual game and what's going on in the game because I think it's just better for you guys to get the basics down right now. But as you can see, look, now I'm moving, constantly moving. The moment I got track, I'm already in the first team fight. Now I dodge it. I didn't slow-mo this because I want to be cool and show the dodge. It just ended up happening. You can look at the top. Yeah, so the thing here, get as many experience levels as you can. Don't feed. Stay safe. Once you get track, start ganking with track. That's basically it. And if you have any other opportunities to help your middle take the rune and then turn those into ganks like I did here, now we're gonna die here, but there's really nothing you can do about it. That was just Sven being awesome and having an armlet, but we tried to turn it around and make a play out of it. But again, look, now I'm tracking, constantly tracking, constantly trying to look for a position here. I get out of position here. I got caught, cost us a death. But again, this is not the lesson here. Is not successfully ganking or unsuccessfully ganking. It's just you see how I'm using track, and I'm using track all the time. So this is basically what we want. Look, continuously tracking. I didn't track there because it was down, but I did track previously. And look, just more motion, more movement. Look, I'm everywhere. I am literally everywhere. And this is more or less what you want to do. You want to get levels and use track and just be everywhere and track everything. So you can have sided heroes so that you can plan what tower to take or your next objective, whatever. Okay, now that that is done, let's move forward to our next video. I believe this is going to be a Lone Druid game, I think. No, this is going to be the Windrunner. Yep, this is going to be the Windrunner. Sorry for that little graphic glitch there. Okay, so I'm going to be... I believe this... Yeah. I'm against a tri-lane here. It's against a Rubik Venno, which is really sucks because during a wind run, you can get held and telekinesis will waste the duration of the wind run. And as well as Gale. If Gale hits you, it will slow you through the wind run. So I dodged it here, but look, they are countering already. So it is going to suck. There's going to be a lot of spots like this where you can, if you get close, if you get close enough to XP range, you're going to actually die because they have the disable, they have the slow. So all your inherent advantages on Windrunner, you no longer have. For some reason, this still says I have haste, but when I don't, the graphic glitches. Ugh. But anyways, so what's going to happen here is I ward again so that I can keep the ward down. Now look what happens. I see what's going on. I decide to eat the slow. I already got in front of him. He did not body block me, so he made a mistake here. And then luckily for me, there's a haste rune. So what do I do with the haste rune? Obviously, I get away. Rubik wasn't able to catch up, and I realize, wow, I should have died there, and I'm going to die if I continue. So what do I decide to do? Stack ancients. When you're in a position like this, now I don't do it now, but I'm going to do it in the next minute. When you're in a position like this where you just cannot get any experience, the best thing for you to do is stay useful, and that is stacking the ancients and then only going to the tower, or lane switching so that you can have your team go tri-lane against tri-lane. Because you really can't gank at level 1 on a hero like Windrunner. So this is the method that I decided to do, which is fine. I will take the experience when it comes to my tower, and I'm going to stack my ancients. Now, in this game in particular, we had a Shadow Fiend that was gonna take the farm, so it really worked out twofold because the more farm you can give him, the better. Just like if we had the Drill Ranger on the other team, on my team, and I can have an impact of the game. So I can get the experience back by having heroes that can kill those camps pretty easily once they hit around level 10. So, and he was gonna have team help as well. It's obviously easier if you check the episode 3, if it's on like Luna or Dro, but you know, on Shadow Fiend it's okay. So now look, I'm still level 1. I'm 5 minutes into the game. I'm level 1. They're level 3, but still, their carry's farming, but so is our carry. And our mid here, unfortunately, pays the price with his life, I believe. But I think he does get a kill here. Still, though, the point I'm trying to emphasize is, look what I'm doing. I'm looking at team fights as I'm stacking and pulling. And now, oh, this is Lone Druid now. I'm suicide soloing. I am easy pulling. So now look, I'm going to show you guys again here, because I think I made a little bit of an error. Now look, I'm going to show you how to, if you're playing Lone Druid Suicide, how to basically creep cut and pull the creep to your camp. You can do this effectively on Lone Druid. You could also do this on Darkseer. There's a few heroes where you can do this with, but on Lone Druid it's obviously the safest because you can be relatively safe and only the bear is ever in any danger. Now my PL here decided to be, you know, a brainiac and interrupted this, and then he just walks away. Like, you know, he's pretty cool. But for the most part, this is basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to get XP safely. The trees are preventing any like initiation from them. They were going to be blocked. So look what I do. I send the bear to get the next wave. I'm trying to leech out as much experience from that current wave as I can. So, oh, yep, I'm going to get it. And then I'm still staying alive, even with the Leshrac CK combo. I'm now going to bring the bear. I'm going to bring it all the way back to my tower. And I'm basically going to get a lot of levels like this. Generally, you don't see Lone Druid played Suicide solo, but you can do it. I'm also going to show you guys a little bit later how to do it inversely when Lone Druid is being supported as the carry in a relatively defensive tri lane, and with bear control as another hero. You can just do this for yourself. You don't have to just be Lone Druid. But the point of emphasis here is I'm on Lone Druid Suicide solo against a really gay lane. So how do I stay alive and get levels and do what I'm supposed to do? Well, you do it by back cutting here. See, because that combo is so strong, I will pretty much die every time CK opens up on me. I'm pretty much dead. So I sent the bear back. I'm going to now recall him. Now I'm doing a little bit of harass here because I can, really, because Leshrac is no longer around. He went to get the top rune. So going back, going back, going back. Now I'm going, look what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to back pull. Once I see that I'm at a disadvantage, I'm going to continue to do this. This is really annoying for them, and there's no way they can stop me. Because as you can see, Leshrac, Edict, and Stun, and I still have half HP basically on the bear. Alright, so now the next video will be, yes, I am on Gondar again, and we have a Lone Druid in the tri lane that is farming. Now look what I do with the control of his bear. Obviously, you need to trust your teammates, and the Lone Druid trusted me. He gave me control of the bear, and I was able to use the bear to my advantage. They were trying to prevent me from doing this pretty hard. As you can see, look at the mini-map. My creep wave is going to hit their tower, and look what's going to end up happening. They're all the way back there, so they're going to miss probably one creep or so, because they were so dedicated to stopping me that I ended up pushing the lane anyway. And I'm going to back pull this so that I can get double experience here. Know what I mean by double experience is, as you can see, I'm going to get the experience from the first wave here, and then I'm going to pull that in there at the same time. What I really thought would happen was they were going to intercept it, and I was going to waste more time. They decided not to, because the last time I was there, they already intercepted it, which is what caused the pushing in the first place. So I basically have two waves here at the tower. I sent the bear now, going the long way, going all the way around. Look, I have 2 waves of experience. Now look, I get to catch that next wave that wouldn't be on the tower, and I get to pull that back. And now look, they're just continuously trying to do this little herky-jerky thing. He actually does a pretty smart thing. I think he pulls it into the hard camp here. Yes, he does. He pulls it into the hard camp. These are the things you're going to have to deal with, guys. This is sometimes what happens, and this was a very good play on his part. This was very smart. I send the bear like, huh? What was that noise? And then I'm like, damn. So the genius plan I had didn't work. So I'm going into the jungle now. I placed a ward for my own protection. And then look, I stole the creep after they killed that hard camp. And then boom. Now I get free experience. So, and these are the different ways to play Lone Druid in a tri lane, suicide lane ish. Granted, you're not going to always have Lone Druid, but if you do, you can do little things like this that will actually be more beneficial for your team. Lone Druid doesn't really need the bear when he has 2 supports up there against the suicide solo. Now they push here. So I was going to back pull, but it doesn't matter because they're going to push the tower here. This is unfortunately what will happen. This is, in my opinion, the right decision for them, because you want to stop the bleeding here, right? Gondar already got a lot of levels. If you continue this, I'll get tracked. They prevented me from getting tracked early. That doesn't mean that I stayed stagnant and didn't do anything, but they did the right. That was the right play at that time, to just push the tower and make sure that I have to be away from my team. Now, Furion then decides to push middle, which again was the right play to make. So it's just, once people start catching on to what you're doing, they'll adjust. These guys adjusted correctly. Now look, I'm me and the bear are just goofing off here, constantly getting enfeebled. The thing is really annoying. Doing my best here to stay alive. I, I have Jakiro now coming down to defend because they were going to try to double push this. Like I get track. So what do I do with track? Track, 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 track. Once you get track, just track. It's pretty simple. Um, as you can see, my team is here. We were deciding whether to push or not. Just constantly tracking, 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 tracking. Again, forget the team play for a second. Forget all that stuff. Just pay attention to what I do as the 3. Now look, tracking. We're going to kill Furion here again. Awesome. Constantly moving around the map. Tracking, 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 tracking. Again, guys, the common motif here is once you get levels, you take advantage of those levels. You're going to track, track, track on Gondar. I picked Gondar. I picked Windrunner because, in my opinion, those are the easiest um, suicide solos, followed by Lone Druid and, in my opinion, Furion, and then Darkseer. Darkseer and Furion, however, will be covered at the intermediate level. For now, I just wanted to give you guys some easy roles or some easy heroes to play the 3 with. Gondar, in my opinion, is not only one of the most effective because of the change with gold and team fighting and just how much better track is, but I also feel like he's just generally really easy to play. So as you can see, I'm moving, looking for kills, looking for ganks, moving with my team. We get a tower here, and more or less, this is the way you should play. In no way am I saying that you have to play the way that I play. I'm just saying, traditionally, though, you really want to do this. You want to get levels and you want to be mobile because it's just more effective for your team. There's no reason to farm as a suicide solo. You are already behind the 8 ball anyway. So I just decided to just keep track up, constantly using track on cooldown, constantly, constantly, constantly. I also really do suggest a magic wand like I have here because especially in the midst of CM games, this is going to be a lot of skills, a lot of spamming, and it's an easy way to pick up your MP or your mana without actually having an orchid or any other stuff like that, or having to go mana boots or anything. So, all right, guys, I just wanted to show you just some little tips and tricks on playing the Suicide Solo. All right, guys, that is the end of part 1. I just wanted to give you guys some little visuals on how I feel you guys can go up against a tri-lane, how I feel you guys should be playing in a tri-lane, or as a solo against a tri-lane. And I really think that I don't think you guys need to study that so much. Just know that there are different things you can do to stay alive and be impactful. And even if you're denied experience early, you can still come back. And you can do things like stacking the ancients, like I showed you, to help other teammates get bigger and better, and all that good stuff. But really, the things you want to understand is you need to play very, very, very safe. The idea is to get levels, not farm. So don't risk a death just because you want to get a last hit or 2. It's not worth it. Just get the levels, move around, be aggressive with your team, and if you're in a one-on-one situation, which you'll see later in part 2, you're gonna definitely, that's when you want to farm and be aggressive, and you're almost playing solo mid, not solo mid, of course. So yeah, we're gonna jump into part 2 here in a bit, and just keep part 1 in mind. Definitely, I have to emphasize this. It is not worth giving experience to that tri-lane. It's just not worth it under no circumstance. Even if you're going to trade a kill 1 for 1, don't do it. It's not worth it. In my opinion, it's not worth it for this reason. If they're in a tri-lane, they're neglecting their own experience. Even if they're stacking and pulling, which they shouldn't be because you should have awarded it, but even if they can't award it, that means they're spending resources in early gold. That means they get later boots. That means when your team starts ganking, they are at an advantage because they'll have more items and blah 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 blah. It's just not worth it. You want to stay alive. You want to get your levels, and when you have enough levels, you definitely want to move around the map with your team and start looking for kills. So, alright, we're going to jump into part 2 here in a second. Alright guys, I want to jump right into part 2, but first I want to mention a few things. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to analyze Funix game, Empire versus Dignitas, game 3, I believe, and it was from the quarterfinals at DreamHack, and I'm not gonna get into why. You guys are gonna watch it and you'll understand why. But I also want to stress, remember, the reason I had to do this is because I had a difficult time trying to get good film for coaching for the 3 because the matchmaking system at lower levels has people that really are anti-teamwork and really just don't. They want to do things their way, and it doesn't matter what you say or how you plead. So I'm really stressing that the only reason I needed to do it this way is because I don't have the available resources at my disposal, and I really, really want to urge you guys to participate in these in-houses so that we can go over the topics that a lot of you guys need work on, and it'll be a place where you guys can work on those techniques. So yeah, but still, I was fortunate to find a game that incorporated all the elements that I wanted to be incorporated in this show, and it just so happened that it happened at a big event, and it just so happened that it happened with a really good player, and it also happened that I can use it in this episode because I'm decent at analyzing games, so it was kind of fun for me to do something a little bit different. But like I said, I really hope you guys enjoy it, and you guys are really, really, really going to benefit from watching this game. Alright guys, I want to start with, actually before we begin, let's discuss what game is this. This is Fnatic versus Dignitas. This is the quarterfinals to the Vengeance DreamHack Cup. This is the final game in the series, and you'll see why. What we're going to do is we're going to shadow Funnick, who played the 3, as this is the episode for the 3. This is episode 4. Okay, so let's discuss the starting items. Excellent. What ended up happening was this team ended up buying him a region, by the way. But long story short, poor man shield, melee versus ranged, GG. I mean, it's what allows melee to get farm, get creep kills, and, you know, sustain the harass. I'm not exactly sure if this was at all planned, but I'm pretty sure that Dignitas definitely picked a lineup that was conducive to a aggressive tri-lane. I just wasn't sure if Naga normally, she used to really be played in aggressive tri-lanes. I guess they just had an idea here to go defensive tri-lane to farm up the Naga. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is it's going to be Funnick versus a Windrunner here from Dignitas. What's going to end up happening is you will see this matchup. Now, before we get into anything that's going to happen throughout the matchup, who has the advantage, who has the disadvantage, this was an excellent choice here. What ended up happening was Sexy bought his own sentries, which when you're going up against Gondar as Windrunner, that's what allows you to maneuver around the Janata harass. Oftentimes, Ghost Walk into Janata will really, 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 really start to devastate Windrunner as the Janata starts hitting harder, and therefore, if you don't have enough regen, Windrunner isn't going to save you because you won't be able to see them. So he realized that early on, Windrunner has an advantage for about 4 or 5 levels. And then Gondar really just gets too strong in the magic department. And we'll discuss how that works. But so Funnick is in the hole right now. Let's see how he responds to it. So he's going to respond to it, of course, by keeping distance. This distance is normally what's safe. Look, he comes up. Now it's glitched. He looks like he's invis, but he's really not. I don't know what. Sometimes it does that with replay. So what's gonna end up happening is when you see a double ghost walk or shadow walk, that's when you know he's invisible. He is not invisible at the moment. So look, what ends up happening is he just eats some harass. Now here's where I feel Windrunner made a little bit of an error. Okay, so Sexy has to know you place a ward here, you have to place a sentry here, because right now for the next 2 waves it's gonna be around this area. Now, why that's important is because, well, he ends up putting it here, but he needed to put it here because when the next wave comes here, you'll still be able to see him. You want to be able to see him at length. So if you're here and you can hit him here, you want to be able to hit him. Like here. That's why, you know, the sentry somewhere around here would have been better. But that's fine. Because look what happens. Funnick is really intelligent. The way he plays this out is he just sits in invis and just hangs out, and at max range just comes up, farms the creep, uses the the poor man's shield here to just block some damage, and then he just comes back into the lane, gets back out, goes back into the lane, gets back out. This is the way that you have to play as a melee, in particular Gondar against the Windrunner. Because look, now the sentry can't see you invisible here. So what's going to end up happening? Nothing. And that's the point. In a matchup like this, Windrunner needs to be able to see him at all times and be able to harass from distance. This is not the case here. Sexy didn't even bother. So look what's going to happen. Funnick farms. And let's see. Look at the. I know we can watch here, but this is bug 2. Look, 9-3, 7-2, all because we are not harassing enough. Yes, the poor man's shield blocks some of the harass, but it's irrelevant. If you're not last hitting creep, you are hitting the hero as the range against the melee. This wasn't really the case in here. Now he begins to. But still, now look, pushes the wave. Because of that attack here, he pushed the wave. Now, why is this important? Oh, you'll see why this is important. Notice where the sentry is. If it was here, it would be... Well, if it was here, I still wouldn't see him here, but it would have saw this. Now look what he's going to do. Notice the movement. During the wind run, Funnick continues to move forward, gets one pot shot off. Now, he couldn't see this right here, and I know I'm picking like a madman, but I just want you guys to understand where my eyes are. He couldn't see this maneuver because there was no sentry here where he should have placed in the beginning, not up here. So now look what happens. This is another mistake. Instead of using his gold to buy regen, now he ended up, I think, upping the courier. I think that's what happened. Still, big mistake here because look what's going to happen. He doesn't have the regen. He's worried, so he's going to farm. So not only is he pushing by helping this creep wave kill this one, so this wave is going to be here. It's going to give him tower support, and he doesn't see the impending doom. Meanwhile, Funnick knows, well, my creep are going to tank the towers, so your lunch. So look what happens. The Windrunner only has enough mana for Windrun, tries to Windrun away. Instead of continuing on this path, which would have been the path to safety, he comes right back into range. Funnick, easy lunch. All day. Notice, sentry still up. The sentry that should have been here, that was placed here, does no help. It didn't prevent the damage here, and it obviously isn't going to prevent anything from happening here. But you may not have lost all that HP here that resulted in you having to pull that way. You see how these things compound, these small errors compound, and it leads to this. Look what Funnick ends up doing with the bottle. This is something else I don't see players do often enough. Bottle fairy. At the moment he received the bottle, now why am I mentioning the bottle fairy? Look at his HP and mana. His bottle is going back to base. Why would he need a bottle when he's going to tank this wave of experience and he's going to have this wave of experience? Can anybody? That's right. There was no reason for him to have a bottle in his possession. So what does he do? He uses the bottle and sends it back, knowing, look, I'm going to tank all this, or I'm not going to tank all this, but I'm going to get all the experience to go from this safely. I'm going to get all the experience from this safely because obviously this tower is not going to be able to kill all these creep, the 2 range creep, and the catapult fast enough, considering Windrunner is still helping push the lane. So watch what happens. Oh. That was a bit loud. Sorry, guys. But look what happens. Free XP, free money. Let's get it. I got track now. Uh-oh. Now look what's gonna happen. He's gonna free XP, free XP, free XP. Now I want everybody to understand that the purpose of this video right now. Look at what he does the moment he gets track. You will start seeing some really intelligent gameplay decisions, as well as an incredible amount of mobility. But look, So now I have track. Now look, I'm gonna I'm not gonna waste Janata. Boom, your win run's down. Get it. I'm getting back now. I like this play so much. Look what he does. He pretends he's gonna go back, and then boom, comes right back. Says F you, F you, F you. Now, unfortunately for him, Snake King comes to help. However, trading a 1-for-1 with track on Gondar, always the way to go. I may sound like I'm nitpicking here, but this is another mistake. Now look what happens. Okay, so killing yourself here, right, normally is a bad idea. I always say if you can't, especially early on in the game, if you can't get a kill without dying, it's not worth it for most heroes. Even though track gives you a little bit of an advantage, the trade is better. However, I still normally don't like this play. But here's why this play was even better, made better by the opposing team. What do you see here? There's an Ancho. What does Ancho do? It pushes. Look at how many creep Gondar's gonna miss just because of one Snake King's actions. Look, watch this. This is gonna be the first one. When's he gonna go down? When's he gonna go down? This is the first one. This is gonna be the first one. This is gonna be the first one. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch this. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. 1. Count with me, guys. Come on. 2. Come on. I want to hear it. 3. Okay, this is gonna be the 4th. Look at Funnick. This is gonna be the 4th. Look at Funnick. Look at Funnick. Bam. So you mean to tell me that you're gonna push away? So Gondar kills himself, trades with track, and instead of the wave being here, killing themselves, so he'll lose more XP, more XP, more XP. No. What ended up happening was Darkseer pushes this wave to farm for himself, right here. Leaves all his creep alive because Iron Show does that much damage. All Funnick missed for creep. He gets a kill with track, dies, misses 4 creep. And then has tower support again for another 2 creep waves. I mean, seriously. This, in reality, wasn't something Funnick did, per se. But it doesn't matter. It's, look at the positions he put himself in. By getting that kill on Windrunner and harassing, by forcing Darkseer to TP, look what he ended up getting. This was not planned at all. Funnick is not a genius. This just ended up happening to be in his favor. But it happened because of the pressure he was putting on Windrunner. Look at this. Look at this. Farm, missing barely any waves. Look, farm. Look at Windrunner. Look, Windrunner's down here. Oh, this I haven't showed you, but look. Windrunner ends up coming here, getting stopped by Bane, comes all the way back this way. Look at the minimap, guys. From here all the way back this way, look what she's doing. She's going to come back here. She's going to miss a whole minute and a half. Meanwhile, Funnick up here is just straight up farming. Why? Because she knows she can't hang with him anymore. That's it. She gave up. She messed up. She fucked up, and now she's paying for it. Funnick now decides to TP. I'm going to keep his perspective. I want you guys to see what he's going to do. This is going to be a common motif and a common theme throughout this entire game, and I want you guys to really pay attention to this. Watch. You guys will see it. I'll let you know as it happens. Track, Janata, run. That may seem like a really simple concept, but you're going to see how it's going to pay its dividends. Look what ends up happening. Look what's he doing. Actually, let's watch this from Windrunner's perspective. Yeah, that's the Globetrotter theme song. Yeah. What's up? Get at me. Alright, now look what's gonna happen. It's like, oh, Scandal. Oh, I got you, Scandal. Oh, I got you, Scandal. Oh, shit. What the fuck? What just happened? Yeah, that's pretty much what Sexy was thinking. Meanwhile, Funnick, straight chilling. It's like, what's up, guys? Russia for life. I got this. Really, he just for those. I'm not gonna bother rewinding it because that's the point of it. The point was Windrunner saw him here and then she didn't see him again. He just caught her here. He just predicted where she'd be and just straight up killed her. Why did he kill her though? Look at his level. Look at Windrunner's level 6, 0-3, 22-3. Look at Funnick. Look, he ended up going Shuriken Toss. Now the reason why this build is important. See, normally. When you're going up against a tri-lane, these are normally your only 2 abilities, and then getting your ultimate whenever you can. This ended up becoming really relevant against the Windrunner because what does Windrunner do, guys? She gains evasion from win run. Evasion. So that's why you saw here where he ran with Janata and he caught her here, and then you saw here where he waited for Janata to come up during the win run or whatever so that he can get it because it's just like Meld. Janata is just like Meld. They're physical abilities, so if you go Scepter or win run, you're not going to be able to actually hit the target. So what he ends up doing is he says, okay, how do I combat that? Well, easy. I'll counter it by, while you win run, I'll do magic damage. Now, normally you won't see this play out of him if he's going up against a tri-lane. However, you are going to see this in a solo matchup, especially if you add the fact that win run is going to negate most of his harass eventually. So he just says, alright, fuck you. I'll just go Shuriken Toss. No big to me. And it actually really pays off. Now here he doesn't really do anything spectacular, but look where he went. He went from, look at the minimap, he went from here all the way through here, picks up a kill, comes back, catches the Darkseer, gives him a track, is going to come up, grab the DD, and look where he's going. He's already looking at his last target. Did you guys see that? His camera's already shifted on the next victim. He literally, in a span of a minute and a half, scaled the whole map and was effective in every lane. Now, he's bottling through Liquid Fire. I'm not sure if you guys know, but you can bottle through Liquid Fire after the initial damage is applied. And this is just funny. He just says, fuck you. And just kills him. I mean, just that simple. He's like, sup, guys? I'm good. GG. No, Jakir's level 5. He's 4 levels below. So, it's just an easy matchup. And then with DD and Janata being so high. Now, look, he's going back to farming. He's going back to farming. Now, he's farming, yes. However, why is he farming? It's because he literally just scaled the whole map and was ganking and getting kills, and he's going to die here. He's going to be out of position. However, this is, in reality, not his fault. There's no sight. He's relatively close to his tower, but look at the resources taken up. 2 TPs, Sentry, right? Darkseer, Jakiro. What do we see on the minimap, guys? Can you tell me? Naga farming. If you said that, good. What's more important than that? You see Scandal? No? You see Scandal? Look at Owie. Look at the carry. So instead of playing with the carry, there's no stacking and pulling. There's no support stacking and pulling here. You know, there's nobody doing their jobs right now. Why? Because funny. Because he just shat all over this Windrunner. No offense, sexy. It is what it is, bro. I mean, we all have to just admit when we just got a little bit outplayed and we're just outmatched. You were clearly outmatched this game. Look, two TPs just for the gank because he's getting too big. And then guess what happens? Scandal just goes, oh, look what's good. Oh, Owie? Bye, Owie. Peace out, bruh. And then look what's going to happen. They're going to get a tier 1. So, for a kill up here, they just got a kill down here on the carry. Gondar is not technically their hard carry this game. And a tower. So you trade a tier 1 for an additional kill. Oh, and by the way, the only thing you lose is an already ahead of the game Gondar. So, the death from Funnick, not even a big deal. Now, we clearly have an idea as to what's his next item. Now, why is he getting this item? In my opinion, you can go 3 ways here. You can go drums, like he's doing. You can go earn, which would have been very good for the amount of mobility that he has and the amount of mobility that he's shown he's going to have all game, right? Because he went from here to here in a minute and a half and got 2 kills, right? So you could have gone earn so that he can sustain. It gives you a little bit of mana regen. It also gives your team more regions, right? He could have earned Naga right now. He would have had the 2 charges from there because he would have been able to buy it much sooner, right? So he could have given up Naga HP. You can, afford to stay out of lane. You can give SS some HP. You may be able to give it a Godblack, even though Godblack I think has a... No, he doesn't have... Okay. I thought he might have had a Soul Ring already, and he can just use Brain Sap. But you get my point. The point is, he could have gotten an Urn, which in my opinion would have been a really good play. He could also get a Medallion. Why is a Medallion really good? Okay, well, let's discuss why Medallion would have been good. -6 armor to 4 armor. That's -2 armor. to an already under-leveled lineup. 3 armor, 8 armor. Do we need to... I mean, you guys get the point here, right? Look at the amount of armor. Like, you can negate a lot of armor, and another fact about the medallion, it allows you to kill Roshan so much earlier. That team could kill Roshan already with TA. However, you add another, you know, meld, let's say, right? Like another armor debuff, and you can really take him down pretty quickly. Instead, he decides to go drums. Why drums? Well, easy. It raises your mana pool, your HP pool, the stats are awesome, and the movement speed aura is awesome. I mean, it's just a good item. The stats are excellent. It was a really good choice. I mean, either way, you couldn't go wrong. Me personally, I don't think I would have gotten drums this early. As a matter of fact, I think I would have gotten a medallion against that lineup, especially for Scandal. But really, we're completely nitpicking here, saying that he could have won a different build. Drums is perfectly acceptable here as well. Let's not get crazy here. Like, his item choice was not bad at all. It's just, you know, he could have had a few variations to what he just did. But drums, no problem. Excellent pickup anyway. So, look what happens. This fight, you remember what I said earlier about the common motif and what's going to happen? This, bro, I love this. I'm going to slow this down really fast. Look what he does. Oh, Aoi, you going to ult? Nah, bruh. I'm going to ult. I'm going to go through Scandal intelligently. Melds out of it. He goes into the Roche pit to go invisible. He's going to come back out. Janata, he's going to instantly Shuriken Toss. Now, why is the Shuriken Toss important? 10-second cooldown. The earlier you use it, the earlier it'll come back up, right? Alright, so keep this in mind. Keep that in mind. Right? Now look, he's going to come for the kill here. Luckily out of range here. I mean, oh my goodness. Either time must be really mad right now. But look what's going to end up happening to Gondar. He's coming back. He's not doing anything. He's bottle charging. He's not attacking. So many times I see players man up here and get right into the middle of the action. Look what's going to happen. Shackle. You may get shackled to this tree. You may get shackled to Goblack. You may hit another Ice Path. Now, obviously, Ice Path was already used. Not the point. The point I'm making is, a lot of people man up here. Why are you gonna man up? Why? This is not Gondar's job. If anybody's gonna man up, it's gonna be TA. But TA wouldn't even want to man up against an Ion Show. This is what I was trying to emphasize in part 1. You take what they give you. And on Gondar in particular, you do a lot of kiting. Look what's gonna happen. Look at Track come right back up. Now, Track would have went up. Naga ulti a little late, but still, I mean, and it prevented. Look what's gonna happen. He didn't want to waste a Track time, so look what he's doing. There was really no reason to battle charge there, but now I'm nitpicking. But look what's gonna happen. So as this fight progresses, this is really nice. This is what I love to see. This is Gondar play at his best. His team's gonna escape now. He tracks. Look at his movement. Look at his movement. Look at his movement. He's not manning up here, getting crazy. He's waiting for the right spot. Here's the right spot. Janata, Shuriken Toss. Look where he goes. Now look what he does. His team's retreating. Look at this. This is excellent right here. Oh. He's gonna track. Come here, Fog. Yeah. I'll run away. Alright, bro. We good. Oh, man. This guy's whooping my ass. Oh, wait. That's me. Fuck. Alright. Look. He's coming away. Takes his last bottle charge. He does have 7 charges. Now, look. He sits here. He's going to sit here. He's going to sit here. Why is he sitting here? You're a crazy man. What are you doing, bro? Watch. Watch what he ends up doing here. Actually, let's just speed up the volume. Farm. 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 In the carry episode, remember, I was emphasizing how to transition from a team fight to farming. Look what he's doing. He's just ricing. He's ricing. Now you say, well, why are you so excited about him ricing? Because look at the decision making. He could have gone up here to take the tower. Instead, he's rushing his farm. Now look what's going to happen. He's going to actually have drums now. He has drums at 11 minutes going suicide lane with boots and a bottle. He's going to track. As soon as he get the chance, but look, he's still farming. Still farming. He's not going for a gank. Why would he be going for a gank? His team clearly has a lead now. So continue pressing forward with the lead. They're fake putting pressure on the tower. Now he's going to come up, see if he can find someone in the jungle. Fortunately, he's not going to see anybody, but look what's going to happen. He's going to end up tracking Aoi. So he tracks Aoi. Look what he's doing. Now. Keep in mind. Look what's going on the minimap. Pay attention to the minimap. Where is Bane? Bane was here with him, right? Bane was here? Bane was here. Bane was all over here with him. Where did Bane go? This way? Right here. Why is Bane going this way? Why is he still following him? What is Funnick doing? Pay attention to the minimap. Now look what's going to happen. Scouting, baby. Scouting. Funnick is going to get a kill here. He's going to back up. They're going to split. So now, this emphasizes the Dyers need to stay together and now try to stop this Gondar. Look what happens when they turn around and go help. Scandal comes in from the back. A play really only made possible by Funnick. Now he doesn't get the kill, but again, this is not the point. They don't have an urn yet. They don't have anything to raise his HP. So he's gonna have to come back up. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna pick a fight here. Look at Funnick. No mana, and he sees it. So what is he gonna do? Kite and track. Kite and track. Now he gets a little messed up here, and that's fine. Like, I mean, it is what it is. He's gonna survive though. Tidal comes off. Look, he's gonna pick up a kill on Tide at the time. Even if he didn't, he was going to track. That is the point. He just ended up getting caught. That's fine. Now Empire loses the team fight here. That's fine. Look, I mean, this stuff's gonna happen. Just gonna fast forward up until Funnick comes back up. But you guys are seeing how Funnick is dictating the state of affairs that go on here in this game. Now this is a play that I really like. It's, again, the common theme and motif continues here. Look what's gonna end up happening. Look at Funnick. I want you guys, again, look, pay attention to Funnick. I don't give a shit about the hell is going on over here. I don't care about the setups. I don't care about the TP. Look at Funnick. Look what he's going to end up doing to Leshrac. Now watch this. Watch this combo right here. Now why is he doing it to Leshrac? Pretty simple. Squishy, easy kill, let's go. Look, and then he runs away. Wow. Why is he running away? No point manning up. Right here. This is what we want to see. If he manned up here, vacuum, ion shell, liquid fire, the ultimate. Let's eat it, baby. Look how much magic. Oh, I'm sorry, ice path. Oh, even worse. He would have been stunned on the ultimate. Instead, look what he did. He kited. He dropped back. His job is burst damage with Shuriken Toss as early as possible and track. Anything else right now is just gold. Now, you say, well, why do you say right now? Because eventually he is going to be in the fray. He's going to get a particular item. Now, we're going to discuss this as it comes up. Actually, we'll discuss this shit right now. So what item should he be getting? Traditionally, I hate seeing this item rush first, especially against teams that don't need it. I really see this item rushed anyway on Gondar, but a lot of times I see it against lineups that you don't need that item on that early. But for this one, it's a totally different story. What item am I talking about? Come on, guys. Take a wild fucking guess. Let's go. What is it? Black King Bar. Why? Pretty simple. Look at that team. What do you have to worry about? Magic, right? Magic. Magic. Right now, Magic. Like, Magic. Dead. Magic. Ion Shell. Magic. Magic, magic. Vacuum. Magic. No physical damage. Who's the physical damage heroes here? Aoi. What does Aoi have? How is he gonna hurt? How's he gonna hurt? He is nothing. Aoi has nothing. Getting armor right now is almost irrelevant. Maybe focus fire, but one, he doesn't even have it skilled, and two, Windrunner still does no damage right now. So the damage is gonna be magic. It's gonna be all power shots. Power shots or shackles. So to prevent disables and magic, he's gonna get a Black King Bar. When he has a Black King Bar, he can stay here and fight. And then draw all the focus from the Dire team. So that Scandal can come around back here maybe and pick one off. Naga sends her illusions this way, comes up this way, and then probably kills the Jack. Tide does what he does, comes from the back, tries to land an ult. You guys see what I'm saying? He would have been here and probably dead. He doesn't have a BKB yet. So, what does he do? What he's supposed to. Look, kites. He kites. All day. All day. Kite. Kite. Track and kite. Look at this track. Coming out. Oh! Track and kite. He goes invis. They clearly don't have anti-invis. Ultimate comes off. Now look what he's gonna do. He's gonna go hunting. He's gonna go hunting for some wabbits. Now he doesn't realize that this comes down yet, because they really haven't attacked him yet. Look. So he doesn't know, and he thinks that when he popped out here, the only thing that caught him was the ice path that was meant for Naga. So he's not gonna have any indication beforehand, so the mistake he's about to make is perfectly acceptable, because he took no damage walking right through there, and it was already up. Really not his fault. So what is he gonna do? Look, he's gonna come here. He's gonna take advantage of, you know, two people he thinks are out of position. He thinks he can see them. Now he's gonna die. Now, no point continuing to watch this while he's dead. Now where does he go? Okay. So now he's middle. Funnick is middle. He got more damage. He doesn't really need HP now. Why? Because he's not in harm's way. You only need HP when you're in harm's way. That's when HP really matters. So what does he do? He goes back. He's just gonna keep tracking. He's gonna keep hunting. He's gonna track one here. He's gonna run away. He's gonna farm some creep. Excellent decision. Now look at this. I like this. Look at the route he takes. He sees what's going on. Now he doesn't know where Windrunner is. Now he does. Whoop, track. Come get it. Peace out. I mean, he only saw her before because remember he tracked her up here and he just retracked her. But the point is, he doesn't know where anyone else is. He's just trying to keep sight on somebody. Now look what happens. Little bit of a mistake here. Wild Track heads over to Roche. Well, what the hell are you doing defending Roche? Well, that's pretty simple. I don't know. Maybe everyone's at Roche. So, Aoi eats a little bit of harass. Here comes Funnick. This is... Do you remember earlier how I was like, look what he does, look what he does. He stays here and farms? Right? This is a good wave to farm, right? They're retreating. You see it. No. This is, again, the difference between, you know, professional players and non-professional players. He has this sixth sense. He feels this coming. Look at his positioning in this fight. Like, I really have to emphasize his positioning. His positioning is superb. Look what's gonna end up happening. You're gonna end up coming. You're gonna going middle. Track. He's not farming anymore. He's just tracking. Track. He's gonna fill the bottle. He's gonna come back. He's gonna spot them. He's gonna come up. Now look. He's gonna kill. He's gonna kill Fog. He's gonna kill Lesh again. Now, if you're wondering what happened here, it happens later. I'm just dumb, and I could have sworn something was gonna happen there. So yeah. So for those of you laughing at home, laugh it up. That was a fuck up. I get it. It's all good. So he finds Fog. He sees him alone, out of position, decides to kill him. Fog could have landed a split earth to probably, you know, save himself, but didn't even bother to get it off. And look, farm. Now, if you look at the mini-map, look what's happening in the mini-map. Look at the TP. Now look what he does. Look at the patience of the BKB. Look, comes in here. He's gonna launch his nasty combo here. Shuriken toss. He's gonna pick it up. Look what's gonna happen. Look what's gonna happen. Now look at the mini-map. I want you guys to look at the mini-map. Look at the mini-map. What do you see? What do you see? What do you see? If you said you see Leshrac coming, you're right. Look at the peripheral vision. Look at this is his perspective. This is all he can see. Look. BKB through the split earth. And what does that turn into? She's gonna be gone, yes. But what does that turn into? An otherwise save turned into a death. Just because the Janata slow allowed Scandal and Goblack to come in. And now look what's gonna happen here. He is gonna get track off. Why? They backed up and stopped attacking. This is just teamwork. His team literally stopped and said, yo, track. He's like, alright, I'll do it. Hold up. Let me get there. Track. Now look what's going to happen. Now see, with that medallion that we spoke of earlier, they could have easily just rushed there in time. Look what happens here. Track. Look at your boy Funnick. What's Funnick doing? What's Funnick doing, ladies and gentlemen? Running away. Track. Now he's going to dive here. He could have waited maybe here, but he decided not to. But look, track. Now he's going to run away. But what was he involved here? Did he get out of position and try to man up? Did he eat Aoi's ulti? Did he eat Poison Nova, excuse me, Pulse Nova? And edict and anything else? Did he? No. What did he do? Tracked. Came up here. Tracked. And then he tried to go for a solo kill on one of the squishies, which is your job. This is when you're playing Gondar, guys. This is what you want to do, whether it's in a captain's mode, professional match, quarterfinals, in DreamHack, in a public match against pubs. We're playing against bots. This is what you want to do. You want to stay in the back and pick people off. Okay, this next item, I actually probably should have gave a quiz. Why the hell did he pick up a Yasha? Can anybody explain to me why? By the sound of my voice, you get that what? I'm pretty pissed off about it. I don't like the item or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Wrong. Wrong. But why? Why did he get Yasha? Why on earth would he get a fucking Yasha? Guys, explain this to me. Come on. Explain it. For those of you that said movement speed, additional stats, attack speed, ding, 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 ding. Do you realize that with phase boots, the speed from Yasha, and track, he can hold his own, with drums as well, of course. He can literally run next to Aoi and say, yo, what's up? I'll beat you in a race. How you doing? How you doing? 425? 385. What's up? How you doing, guys? Windrun? Windrunner has more movement speed than him with Windrun up. It's 522. But you're talking 522 to 425. It's literally only 100 only 100 movement speed more. That's it. Yasha, think of it this way. He spent the 2150 for a potential future investment in, a Manta or a Sanjin Yasha or whatever. But that's not the fucking real reason why he gets it. He gets it because at this point it's almost like his Blink Dagger. It gives him more movement speed and positioning, like the Blink Dagger essentially gives you, with the exception that instead of blinking for a distance, like from here to here, or here to here, or here to here, or here to here, he gets to move around everywhere for a base movement speed upgrade, yet additional stats for more damage, which of course helps Janata, and it keeps him more right-click worthy when he BKBs and just stands there to kill you. That's an excellent item choice. Just the movement speed alone to be able to do the kiting a little bit more efficiently. What has he been doing? He's been kiting. He's been going back and forth. Tagging, tracking, get out, track, get out, track, get out. He narrowly missed Darkseer Vacuum Wall here. He's not going to narrowly miss it anymore. He has 10% more movement speed. Now, yeah, that doesn't seem like a lot, but in reality, in conjunction with all of the rest, absolutely it's a lot. So he gets that item now to be effective. Like that item choice really, I thought, exemplified just how intelligent he actually really is. He was thinking beyond the normal parameters of the game. Normally you would think you need damage. He goes, well, I'll get a little bit of damage, but I'll get a little bit of movement speed, and it'll be better than more damage. Why? Easy. Look at his levels. Look at the levels. The additional damage will only make him hit harder and kill them faster, but it's almost not worth it in reality when you think about it. Because, so say he saved up for, I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say he saves it up for a higher damage dealing item, right? Let's say he gets something, he wants to save up for like a $4,500 damage dealing item, or $4,100 or whatever. That's not the point. The point I'm making is say he saves it and say he doesn't have it. Well, he loses the stats, he loses a little bit of attack speed, and he loses the movement speed, but his money isn't doing anything for him. When you purchase items, the biggest mistake that I see a lot of players make is they purchase shit. Like, I'll give you an example. Have you guys ever played with somebody like, oh, I love this the most, an Enigma that gets a first item blink but doesn't use it for like 20 minutes later? The first time he uses it is like 10 minutes after he purchases it. What did it do for you? Nothing. It gave you the possibility of being able to get away from battle, or into battle, or set up something in a battle. But what does it do for you the rest of the time? Nothing. Zero. Zero. Like this poor man shield. Zero. That's what I'm trying to emphasize here. He purchased an item that will maximize his efficiency right now, yet also help him later on down the road. A lot of times people hoard their money, save their money. What happens if he dies? He loses money. Yeah, but that's not even the biggest problem with hoarding money. It's you could buy and purchase and use something that is helpful right now and for the immediate future, instead of holding it and just having your money literally do nothing. It's an investment. And we're not going to get into the logistical meaning of investment, but realistically, it's the same as when you invest money. What are you allowing your money to do instead of sit down and rot in some sort of account? You want your money to grow, and you want your money to return more money. This is what this is going to do. This item choice right here is excellent because of all the things I mentioned while he was here, but in reality, it's going to help him get more money. That's what that investment is for. I really wanted to emphasize that because I think a lot of players I see make that mistake. They'll rush something like a Deso or something right away, and in this fight right here, they won't have it. This fight coming up, they won't have that item. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, not fucking purchasing this item will cost you this fight. And I don't know how many times I've told this to people, and believe me, it drives me nuts. Really. If I sound angry to you, whatever. I'm angry. The point I'm trying to make is people make this mistake all the time. Not having this item may have cost you this battle. And people don't realize it, but it does. So, now, I said all that with much conviction and all that stuff, but guess what? This item doesn't help him here, right? That's not the point. The point I'm trying to emphasize is sometimes buying that item will mean the difference. Fortunately, or unfortunately for me, fortunately for Dignitas, it doesn't help him here. But look at what he does here. You guys are gonna really like this. This is what I was talking about earlier. Look what he does. He sits there. He sits there. Why is he sitting there, guys? What is he doing? What is he doing? Oh, I'll show you what he's doing. I'll show you what he's doing. Look. Womp. He's waiting. He's baiting. He knows he has a haste. Look what he does. Whoop. Look what's going to happen. See, this is what's excellent. Goes invisible in high ground. Uses high ground like we learned in mid lane, right? You guys remember that in mid lane? High ground. Darkness. Right? Went invisible. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. He's going to track. Look. 1 track. 2 track. Look. He's going to hurt Fog here. Boom. 3 track. Look at Scandal. Look what Scandal does. Look at this decision. Why, Funnick, are you not here? You hear people say this shit all the time when they fail. I know you guys have played with those guys that'll get really upset when someone else makes a mistake, but they think they're really cool when they make a mistake, and they never make mistakes and all this other shit, right? This is what somebody will be saying to Funnick. But why is this the right play? Simple. Scandal is drawing the attention here. Naga is there to back him up. This kill right here, if these 2 players were here and focusing here, Windrunner could come up, land a nice shackle, right? And then a power shot. And with Ice Path, with Wall Vacuum, with Luna ult, her ult's down of course, but Split Earth Edict, that might really change the complexion of a fight. So what do? These 2 say, listen, we got this. Look what happens here. He comes, right, narrowly again. I don't know what's up with him in Ice Path, but Roy, does he not ever get hit with it? Holy moly donut shop. Look. Bane, I kind of feel like that was a, overzealous ultimate. Look what happens. Funny gets a kill here. Now look at Scandal. Occupying 4 heroes, but look, 1 track, right? Died. 2 track, 3 track, 4. Watch this. 4 tracks. 4 tracks this fight, guys. 4. 4. How did it start? 2 of them here. This shit you won't ever see on any stat sheet. You're not. You're not going to hear Toby. You're not going to hear Draskell. Not going to hear anybody mention this. Why? Because of this. But when you relook at a game and you really pay attention to the little nuances that are going on, this right here is why Empire is so good as a team. They all equally have patience. Now, I can literally just watch games and you'll see the same shit from Scandal. You see the same shit from SS. You see the same shit from Godblack. The point I'm trying to make is the patience right here. The track, the waiting, the baiting, right? The track, the running back, going invisible in a dark place so they think he's still running back, comes back up, the track, right? No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. You guys are right, my bad. The Janata track, right? He runs away, the track, the kill, comes back, the track. And this was your suicide solo. He didn't realize it wasn't suicide technically because it was a one-on-one, but that's not the point. The point I'm making is, look, and then he kills Spaz. And then he's going after fucking... I mean, this is ridiculous. Going after Godblack. And now look, Snake King. Oh, poor Snake King. Track again. Did you guys see that track? Did you guys see that track? Look. And then another track. What do you see? Track Janata. Track. More tracks. More tracks. I mean, really. This is... You know, in a microcosm, that play right there, from here to start to finish, from here all the way to here, is how I think you know, like RLTK from DK, Light of Heaven, like they play some really good Gondar, and I really think that I'm kind of being disingenuous when I say that, you know, Funnick is showing everybody how it's done, because in reality there are, you know, I guess better players and whatever, but I've never seen a more dominating performance from a Gondar, and Light of Heaven is my favorite player, and you know, it just happens to be his role. But really, I mean, this was just exceptional from start to finish. But like I said, just in a microcosm, this right here, this play, the patience, then the aggression, and then the intelligent decision making is why I'm using this as the video for noobs, really, because you guys can do this in lower brackets. Absolutely you can. But you have to understand, what has he been doing the whole time? Kiting, staying alive, gaining levels, using track gold to his advantage. Look, he has 13 kills. He has 6 assists as well. Track kiting, right? Track kiting. You know, I mean, really, like, we really have to just take a second to appreciate what the fuck we just saw, because honestly, everything I was trying to emphasize in the beginning, when you're at a disadvantage, right? Like, you remember in part 1, I was stacking and pulling this with Windrunner, but I came back and had a lot of levels. Why? Because of this type of play. You're being very passive aggressive, and guess what? You're using your advantage. Yeah, this happens, but I mean, showing the rest of this is disrespectful towards Dignitas, because in reality, guys, I mean, you guys know what's gonna happen. Like, he goes off for another bunch of kills, and there's really no point in me continuing to stress this issue. We're gonna watch this last fight here. Look what happens. He walks into the macro pyre, he eats it, you know, alright, whatever. This is kind of a little bit of a goof up here, because he's gonna come over here and he's gonna BKB when he didn't need to and all this stuff. But it doesn't matter. You can lose fights like this, like they did here, and they're still gonna completely dominate the game. They are still gonna completely dominate the game. Why? Because of everything else they've done in the beginning. Look at the farm. Look at this. This is 23 minutes, guys. And look at this farm at 23 minutes. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the farm. Look at the farm in 23 minutes. And then look what he's doing. He's doing what, guys? Kiting and tracking, bro. Kiting and tracking. That's it. Kiting and tracking. That's all he's doing. Kiting and tracking. Yeah, I know that shit's annoying, but I want to emphasize that shit. Kiting and tracking. He's not manning up on people. There's no point. He's doing his job, and he's doing a really fucking good job at it, really. Wow, that was terrible. Please, ignore that sequence. There really aren't enough adjectives to really describe it. He's just doing a good job. And it's really what I want other players to start to begin to mimic, because I think play like this will help you at earlier brackets. I mean, realistically, you can't expect to... He's going to end this game 19-4. You can't expect to do that in a pro game. I mean, oftentimes you'll never really probably break 10 kills doing this, because because that's not your job. Your job is to track, you know, shoot and toss for burst damage. Now he gets a death. So now this game just gets silly. Now you would ask why he gets a death. So well, he didn't go medallion, right? So he doesn't have a lot of minus armor he can inflict on him aside from the track. So what he does is he just combines the track instead of a medallion. He combines it with the Deso, which gives him more damage, and just completely... I mean, he takes over this game. He just starts pooping all over everybody. And I'm probably going to stop it there, because I don't really give a shit. Look, at 24 minutes, look at the farm. I don't really care about showing off or I mean, just look at this difference here. This is 2 times sexy, 1-on-1. He did... Look at the gold per minute. Look at the gold earned. He doubled them. It's 2 for 1 in them. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous. But to be honest, I think the most important part was, you know, what he did here, and then what he was doing down here, and then what he ended up doing here. And, you know, it was at 8 minutes, and he did this here, and then he comes here and tracks, and then he comes here, gets the DD, and then he comes up, and he kills the Jakiro. In the span of 2 minutes, everything that he was able to do here resulted in this at 24 minutes into the game. Resulted into this. This right here. Just that sequence, right? From here, the kill, the death, right? The kill, the track, the DD, the kill. Turned into this. If you play him the right way, this will happen. Maybe not at 24 minutes. Maybe at 34 minutes. Maybe at 40 minutes. But your team will still be successful if you play it this way. And I really wanted to show this game, because when I saw it, I was shocked. I mean, I was really impressed by just that in general. I was really impressed with the way that he controlled the game, and I have never seen, you know, a 3 really take over a game like that in a moment like that. So I wanted to give him his props. So Funnick, you definitely got yours on this one. But he really did what I wanted you guys to do. He played safe. He was very passive aggressive. He took advantage of every mistake that was made, starting with the Windrunner and the terribly placed sentries, and then not placing another sentry. I mean, you know, pushing your lane, and oh my goodness, all sorts of bad stuff. And he turned that into, you know, them not having enough counter invis during the early fights, and then him just completely mowing them down. He did everything that I wanted to express and show you guys in part 1. He did it much better than I did it in part 1, of course. But if you want to watch this replay, you can watch this replay here. It is in the DreamHack Dota 2 Corsair Vengeance Cup. Go to tournaments in the watch tab. Tournaments. This is page 3. It's right here. It has 1,500 likes as of right now. So, alright guys, that will be the end of part 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And man, quite a match. I really urge you guys to watch it by yourself, for yourself. That way you don't have to have me in your ear and you can just enjoy it on your own. Okay, guys, that was the end of part 2. And as you can see, after watching that, that's something that you guys can do. His playstyle blended very well with public games because you can incorporate his playstyle in a public game and do very well. A lot of times, the way you play in the pros, you really can't throw into pubs because you need so much more coordination from the rest of your teammates, and therefore it's a little bit more difficult. And in pub games, people usually tend to just do whatever the fuck they want. And he actually did that, but he did it in a way that was in the team setting. He played within the team, and he was very safe and very meticulous in the little things that he did, like how he went super passive aggressive. Right, he was so passive, and then all of a sudden, boom, flipped the switch up and revved it into another gear. Next thing you know, he has a kill. It's just, I mean, I really can't say enough about the game. I was really impressed, but it was also really cool for me to see that that was a way he played the game in such a way that a lot of you can learn from that as well. He didn't do anything super technical. He didn't do anything that was revolutionary or groundbreaking. He played almost, I kind of want to say he played a pub game in a pro game, and it worked. Just his whole style was just straight up, F you, you're going to die, peace out. Like, it was really good. Like, in the beginning, obviously, he played as if he was supposed to play, or how he was supposed to play. And then, you guys saw it. Like, it was just an exceptional game. And again, it's something that I think that you guys should be very excited about because I think that you guys can do that now. You may not have the same results, but after probably the advanced and captain's mode stages of Dota 101 as it pertains to the 3, I think you guys will be able to do this in pubs and just dominate like that all the time. It's just, really, take the time to watch the video for yourself. I showed you how to do it in the video. I really think you'll definitely reap the benefits. And like I said, that was just an amazing performance that you can learn a lot from, even just by watching and studying it. Okay, so moving on from that, guys, I really do want your help. I really need your help. I want to start creating some sort of Dota 101 in-houses so that I can actually make it easier for the coaching down the road and the pro coaches. Instead of having to watch a 2-minute delay or whatever, having our own in-house and being able to do things our own way is definitely something I want to do. I'm going to make a Steam group. I'm going to have you guys email my email for Absolute Legends. It is thegoods, THAGOODS at AL-network.com. Email me if you're interested in participating in Dota 101 in the in-houses. I want to start that for Mania next week so that we don't have these issues. I don't want to waste anybody else's time. So if we can just create a controlled, 5-on-5 and have Mania coach one guy, right? And then we'll throw that in the episode and all that good stuff, and you guys can meet Mania and maybe pub with us afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to create that sort of environment, a learning environment where we have a lot of fun and then we can continue to keep playing. So remember, it's thegoods at AL-network.com, THAGOODS at AL-network.com. So email me if you're interested in the Steam group. Give me your Steam name. What I'll do from there is I'll email you when I am going to set up the Steam group, and then I'll send out invites to all your Steam accounts. And then we'll do it that way. And then you guys will have all the information there as to when we're going to probably scrim and all that stuff. And you'll see the Absolute Legends TV name that you oftentimes see in the Dota 1 Part 1s. And yeah, so long story short, we'll be able to get that going. As well as, if you want to be the lucky guest, the lucky player that gets coached by Mania, your instructions are as followed. You have to sign up at absoluteforums.net. There will be a thread that will be titled Dota 101. As of right now, it is not up. However, it will be up shortly. I want you guys to sign up, and simply when I make the thread, the only thing I need from you guys is when the thread is up, the thread will be posted, Dota 101, sign up for Mania. Just reply on that thread. Just read my intro to it, and then it'll have the instructions on what to do, and voila, that is it. Mania himself will pick one lucky guest out of everyone who posted on the thread in our forums, and then hopefully you'll be that guy that gets to learn the 4 from our very own Mania. So, okay, I believe we touched everything. The next episode, obviously, you guys know is going to be the 4. It's going to be the last episode of the beginner section, and it will be coached by Mania. You guys, obviously, I just went over how to sign up for all that stuff. And I really hope you guys enjoy the show. Give me feedback, please, on all the analysis and stuff. Also, use the email I asked, thegoods@al-network.com, for feedback from myself. If you like my analysis, if you thought I sucked, what I need to work on, what you think I need to work on, all that other good jazz. And alright guys, that's it. So I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Peace out. I'll see you guys 2 weeks from now.